Hi guys, this is Justin here, and I'm going to be talking about stepper driver current limit adjustment for 3D printers specifically. This could be applied to other stepper driver applications, but this one's specific to 3D printers. To get started here, some resource information I gathered for this video. Most of it was from Pololo.com, and I took the stepper driver part number here listed on the picture just off my printed circuit board on the printer itself. It said DRV8825, and that's what led me to this Pololo.com webpage. Keep in mind that's just part of the whole stepper driver assembly. This DRV8825 part number, it's actually made by Texas Instruments, but the whole assembly, several manufacturers make it. Pololo is one of them, and they have the VREF calculation formula there, so that's a good resource. Another thing you're going to need to know is your amperage for your motors. I took this picture off my motor. It's 1.2 amps max current per phase. I verified that by looking up the part number also listed on the motor in a product description on their website. So once you have that information, we can calculate the VREF according to this formula. Stepper motor current limit equals VREF times 2. One thing to note is if you have a different model stepper driver, it would be a good idea to go on to their product webpage and try to find the VREF formula for that driver, because it could be different for different stepper drivers. Okay, so I'm just going to plug in this 1.2 amps for the stepper motor current limit equals VREF times 2, and divide out the 2, and now we're left with VREF equals 0.6, and that's going to be volts DC. So this is going to be towards the high end of the amperage that we're going to want to give to our stepper drivers. And keep in mind we're adjusting the stepper driver in volts, not amps. So it's actually recommended way of doing it from the manufacturer, because just verifying the amps of the output is a little more tricky, because the stepper drivers they go more in like pulses than continuous output of amps. So if you just try to put your meter on it and measure amps, you're not going to exactly get the number that you would think you would get for your max continuous amps, the 1.2. You may not get that number, but this should be a fairly good rating for adjusting your stepper driver motors towards their high end. I noticed when it seems like mine were a little low, and then I adjusted them to this rating. Now the motors, they get actually kind of warm to touch. So just keep in mind, if heat's a factor, you may not want to run it at the top of its limit, but just, you know, monitor that. And if you go above this VREF setting, you may overheat your motor. So now I'll show you on a printer how I did it. Alright guys, this is my meter. Know where I have the ground lead plugged into straight to the power supply off the black lead there, the negative wire coming off. And then just remove these connectors before you turn on power, and then plug in your printer, apply power. And now these are the stepper drivers that I got the part number off of, and this is how you adjust them. So you just rotate these little screws here. So I adjusted all of mine the same because they're all the same motors. So I'm just kind of going through that here. You can see here on the meter it starts off around 0, the max is up around 7, and we want 0.6 is our target. So once you get that, shut it all down, power off, unplug it. You can remove your meter, then plug everything back in. That should be good. Now, just keep in mind all the safety precautions. You're dealing with electricity. Try not to touch anything else on the board while the power is going on. You don't need this screwdriver to adjust it. With the alligator clip connected, you can just use a screwdriver, then use your meter and check where you're at. But it's a lot easier, as you can see, with the alligator clip. Alright guys, hope this helped you. Have a good day. Subscribe to my channel. Do me a favor, leave some comments below on what your VREF setting was before you adjusted it and what you adjusted it to. And if you have a different driver, what kind of driver you have. Alright guys, have a good day. Bye.